Hello, welcome back to another speed build. Today's house is showcasing all of the new updates that we got to the base game. So it is a base game only house, which I kind of enjoy doing from time to time. It's kind of fun to see what you can do without any packs or kits or expansions, anything like that. I did save you all the trouble of watching my roof struggles and cut out like 95% of it. Um, but yeah, they updated over 100 items, I think, but 12,000 or 12,000, I wish, 1,200 new swatches for base game items, including all of the base game windows, along with other things. And this roof trim thing here, I did it in my last house too with that line you have the option to adding. I think that's new. Go ahead and correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't remember ever being able to do that before. Ooh, excuse me, being able to do that before. But I really like how that looks, and I think that was part of this update. But again, you can correct me if I'm wrong. But like I said, they updated all of the base game windows to include more swatches, so you can have more solid colors, as well as other options with like white and insert color here. And I think this paneling that I'm using on the house is also a new swatch. I don't know. I quickly browsed the patch updates, but I didn't like look at all of the new swatches because there's a lot. And I'm super happy about it. I think it is long time needed. So yeah, I think with all the updates, I was able to get, you know, a pretty decent looking house. I think I'm a little biased here, but I think it's pretty decent looking. And the only thing, well, not the only thing, there's still many items that could use more swatches, but the columns didn't have any real matching wood swatches. Like I wanted those solid wood columns. You guys know the ones I'm talking about. They're the ones like everyone uses pretty much. But these were the only ones that had this dark wood tone here. So I made it work. There was white trim on the windows and doors, so it all came together. But yeah, obviously they're not going to go and re-swatch every single item because that would take a very long time, but I do appreciate them doing this. I didn't like how the roof looked over the porch, so I went ahead and gave it the trellis roof instead. And those rocks that I did on the rock path are just a debug item. I actually see Evelyn on YouTube do it a lot, and I love how it looks. She makes it look so much better. I don't know what she does differently. Mine never look quite as good as she does. I think she uses less rocks, but she's also like the queen of terrain paint, I think. But that's just my opinion. So now I'm doing just simple bathrooms, nothing too much. There's not really so much clutter in this house because a lot of the clutter does come with the packs, but there's enough to still make it like look. Wow, I can't talk today. There's enough clutter to make it look like a realistic home that's lived in. So, yeah. Um, and of course, there's still plenty of rugs. I do wish we had more rug sizes. I I don't know if people will agree with me, but I feel like, especially the bathroom mats, like I kind of want one that's like half the size. So maybe just like one square size rugs, and then for living rooms, I feel like they're either too small, too big. You'll see when I do the living room that like I had to size up and size down a bunch of rugs, and I still don't really like what I ended up with, but it is what it is. So here I picture them to be twins, twin children, probably not teenagers because there's a lot of toys in here. Not sure if they're girls or boys, but I did like playing with the bunk beds, playing with the swatches. I made the room very colorful yet dark. So like the dark blue, the black, the purple, but there's a lot of colors throughout the room still. Not sure if, like I said, if these would be boys, girls, maybe one of each, no idea. But I thought this room ended up looking really cute. It's not something that I normally do, like this type of room. I tried to go for the space theme. As you can tell, the planets on one of the bunk beds, and then I thought like the blue and lightning bolts kind of fit in that theme for the top one. And I do add some paintings around the room to fit that. There aren't many base game toys that fit that theme, but I still feel like I was able to carry it through just fine. I put a desk in here for them to do their homework. I mentioned this in my last video as well. I've been doing this with my children in teens rooms, and they do sit there to do their homework. So I don't know if they've updated that because they used to never sit at play desks. Like they would always sit at the dining room table or on the floor outside. So I don't know if they updated it a little bit, but a little jump in time here. I did the flooring and the walls. Again, just really colorful, really playful, but still kind of dark looking. And then here we have the master bedroom. Could be either for one or two parents. Not really, didn't really think that through. I never really give much thought to the parents. Like, I don't even know what they do for a living. I didn't give them any personality. I just made their room this, like, muted green and dark gray color, which I personally love the color scheme of. And also there's a lot of games. There's a lot of swatches in the base game that fit this. Not so much the dark gray, but the green. Someone on the Sims team really likes this green, I guess. But yeah. So these curtains usually were only for like kids' rooms. They're even in the kid category when you go into that, but they added plain swatches to them, and I love that because this style curtain is in real life my go-to style. The long style that you can tie back or just let hang with the overextended rod up top. So I love that we got plain swatches. I use them in both the bedrooms in this house, and then they also added swatches to the curtains that I end up using here in the living room and in the kitchen. And again, it just gave more usable swatches, which we have needed for so long. And like I said, I don't really know everything that's new. I know that little picture that I put on the desk with the butterflies, they added more frame swatch options to match different wood tones that we have. Here's where I have my struggle with the rug sizes. This one would have worked, but I kind of wanted square, not round, so that was just my personal preference. But yeah, I don't really like how it looks, but it got the job done. So it is what it is. And I was happy that I could bring this dark wood tone from the outside to the inside of the house because before that just wasn't possible. None of the browns matched. So they did add stuff that made it, easier to match, especially in the pictures. They seem to have added a lot of swatches to the frames, so I like that as well. And like I said, I didn't add too much clutter, but I added enough to make this home look lived in at least. And I think I did a good job. Um, I think I cut it out. I add a chess table in the hallway and an easel here in the living room to just add more activity items. But when you walk into like a living room, I always feel like there's a little dead space because you need a walking area. But I think I utilized the space decently enough. Another thing they added swatches on are the base game cabinets, which we have needed that since they were released. So again, carried the dark wood, the grays. I just made it all work. And the cheapest counters, they also added swatches, a lot of more monochrome colors instead of like having the funky color combinations that you're like, ew, no one would ever use this. And this trash barrel too, they added more swatches on, which I appreciate because it's one of my favorite trash barrels in the game. I just love that like rustic farmhouse look, which I love it in The Sims. I don't like that look in real life. Some stuff carries from the game to real life, but not that. I only like farmhouse look in The Sims. But I kept it very simple, small dining room table, just added some simple clutter items around, and I realized I needed my shelf to make this work, the red shelf. So I brought that bad boy out to do the top of the fridge items since you can't really raise to the correct level using the 9 key here. But yeah, I didn't really overdo it. I just wanted to keep it simple. This house to me has a feeling of like maybe it was built in like the 60s or 70s, but they've kind of tried to keep it up to date as the family has grown up a little bit. But yeah, that is it for the interior. Next, I go on to the outside. I just add some simple gardening stuff for one of the parents and then some activities for the kids. Oh, I do add the hot tub that we got for what was it? Some anniversary release that everyone was disappointed about. I put that hot tub in the backyard. I figured it was a good addition. It needed something to fill out the backyard. I probably should have moved the whole lot back a little bit and added more in front of the house, but it's okay. It is what it is. And I was able to put a bicycle outside too because I got the country living kit early. So I got that cute little bicycle in my base game because I bought the game before a certain date. So I was able to put that in. Like I said, I put these, what are they called? Monkey bars. And yeah, I ended up adding a sand pit, but I cut that out. You'll see it in the screenshots at the end though. So I hope you enjoyed this build. It was fun playing with all the new items that have been updated in the base game. And like I said, because it's a base game, it's available to everyone. But I hope you like this. If you did, hit that subscribe button, turn notifications on, give me a big thumbs up, and I appreciate each and every one of you. And I will see you next time. Bye.